Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Liberty County School Board meeting as of January the 16th, 2024. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and start off with a prayer by Mr. Sewell and the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Wood.
Grace and so thankful to be here tonight, dear Lord, just to here to honor these special student athletes, dear Lord, and their achievements, dear Heavenly Father. We just are so thankful for our community, dear Lord. Just a lot of sickness going around, dear Heavenly Father. Pray that you just be with our students and staff, dear Lord. The community is they heal, dear Heavenly Father. Pray for those that have lost loved ones recently, dear Lord. Just be with them and their families, give them peace and comfort, dear Lord. Pray that you be with us as tonight as we study as we just make decisions on school business, dear Lord. Just give us wisdom and discernment, dear Lord, in all things that we do. In your precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On the agenda is recognition of the W.R. Toller volleyball team as the Panhandle volleyball champion. Ms. Petty, turn it over to you.
Ms. Bay, hey, what a great opportunity to recognize a wonderful accomplishment from our Toller volleyball team. I'm gonna ask, is Miss Julie made it here? She there, come on, Coach. Come on, Coach. Please. Coach Robbins, come on up here with me too. Principal Toller. I'll let them say just a few things. You didn't get a memo about calling, okay? We want you to say, I know you can say a few things, some good things about these girls. Girls, we are so proud of y'all. I know this is a very special group. Just a few stats. Y'all didn't lose a game, and y'all didn't lose a set. Am I correct? Are you sure? Okay. I don't know when that's been done, if ever. Sometimes you fumble the ball and lose a set. Didn't play. Y'all didn't lose a set. I believe we're going to honor them as state champions probably in about 4 years, and maybe multiple years around that. But we're very proud of y'all and your accomplishment. We like to, with the school board, we always like to honor you. We call it student athletes. First thing you are what? Students. If you don't perform in the classroom, you don't have the opportunity to perform on the field. I told my son who wanted just to major in baseball, I told him, I said, doing what you do in the classroom allows you to have an at-bat. And so the same is applicable to y'all is keep those grades up, be good students. And from what I understand, we got some really great students in here as well. So I'm very proud of y'all on behalf of the board. We want to get a picture a little bit, but I'm gonna let Coach Rob, Coach Sheila say a few things about y'all's prowess on the court.
What Scott said is absolutely true. I've been around middle school sports now 15 years. I have never seen a more dominating team than this team is sitting. And I'm not saying that because I'm the principal. I'm saying that for a fact because I live for athletics and sports, along with academics. But when these girls take the court, the opponent on the other side is a faceless individual. And they play with their hearts, they play with everything they've got, and they play for each other. That's what it's about. And we expect, I truly expect at least 2 big titles.
I hate speeching. Even my volleyball girls know I hate speeching. I don't even speak to them. They were really fun to coach. I knew coming in that I had a really good group of kids. They really were. We worked hard all year. They gave me all they got. They bought in. I feel for a loop on a few things, but we did our best. It was a good season, and I look forward to watching them play in high school. And those coming back.
All right. And y'all want to say anything? Are you sure?
It's been time to do it. All right, Coach Wood.
Coach Julie, you had some help.
Haley, I don't know where she's at. She
Yeah.
called her out.
Her niece helped, Haley. Katie played high school, college ball, and Coach Julie coached back in 2013,
Yes.
20 or
I
2012.
2012 to
We went to
2018.
Final Four,
Yeah.
there's some, that Final Four team. We stayed runner-ups that year, so, y'all got a good coach, and we want to see y'all, keep working hard, keep winning. Would y'all be so kind to come up here and get a picture with the school board, please? Would y'all, y'all come on up, y'all stand in front of them, y'all, baby. Congratulations, y'all.
We'll take a brief recap. You can stay, absolutely, watch TV, vice chair, and chairman tonight and laugh. But you're not, you don't have to stay if you don't want to. So we're just gonna take a real brief recess, about 3 minutes.
Yes. Oh, Mom, everybody wants you to next in. You don't want me to be left out.
One thing there,
I'm good at that.
I'm starting to get a little worried up here. I'm getting around now.
But I talked to you today, I could hear it. And
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm open, I'm
You on the
that.
mend?
I'm on the mend, I'm good.
hey, I'll take that airborne, those gummies. They're really good, by the way. But I think they help me a lot.
Yeah.
You take them every day?
Yes, yes, sometimes 3 and 4 a day. Those beer tank gummies. They're all over the problem, it says that profit. Ready, Lance? Okay. We'll go ahead and reconvene, the Liberty County School Board, regular meeting Tuesday, January 16th. Item 3, public comments, we don't have any. Item 4, superintendent's report, Mr. Petty.
Thank you, Ms. Bay. I'll go back up to the other presentation. They were not here tonight, but if you click on there, you'll see what they sent. This is our annual distribution of state forest monies for some commission fees and different things that they do out of Tate's Hill and Lake Tahoe State Forest. I remember for a lot of years, Chris Worrell came, Daniel Stanley came, and then there was somebody else, I can't remember who it was, but David Deeds came, that's right, and They usually bring this and present it to us, but Milton and Milton Schuler and Michael McCaskill came by the office today. And it's $1,369.30, so they gave us a check today, and that tells you what that's representative of for Liberty County, Tate's Hill and Lake Falcon Forest. So anyway, we're very appreciative for that annual help for that, every little bit helps, so we're very appreciative for that. I'll go ahead and quickly do our superintendent's report. Our legislative budget request of $985,000 is in the House and the Senate. I've talked with y'all throughout the process. It didn't show up for a long time, but it finally did. It being an election year, there were boo-koodles of requests. I am very, after talking with Patrick, talking with Senator Simon and Representative Schoaf, I'm in constant communication with them. They're very steadfast about the need here. So I don't think that's going to be one of those things that's not on their priority. Not going to be making the final cut. Now, everything is up to the governor. If you veto, there can be other things. But in the Florida House, you have an attestation form, and that's Form 3512. So that's all online as well. So we're in there and beginning to work that weekly. Number 2, PAC Day in the legislature will be next Wednesday, January 24th. Me and some other superintendents independent from PAC, we get together and just kind of talk about the consortium. There is full funding for the consortium in there, so that's not a issue. There has been in years past they were going to fund. There's 3 consortiums in the state: Heartland, PAC, and NEFAC. Sorry, thank you. But they're all in the budget this year, so they're glad that. But it gives us another opportunity with other superintendents to talk about our needs and the things that we obviously are primarily our appropriation requests. We do the same thing for our Liberty County leadership. We call it Liberty County Day on the Hill. Daniel has got that either it's going to be the 26th or the 31st. He's trying to meet with some cabinet members as well. One of the things that changed over this last year is us being able to receive some state built money, and they were in arrears, and they admitted they owed it to us, and they were getting paying us for that. And we started getting some of those payments, if you remember, this summer. So we just want to go by and say hey to them as well. Thank them for getting that reactivated. In the morning, I'll be at TCC at the Student Union. The State Board of Education meets every 2 months throughout the state, different spots. Because it's session, they're meeting in Tallahassee. It's not anything that special. I'm just closest to them. So they asked me would I come do the state report. FADS told me they don't want to hear anything about FADS. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear about your county. So I've got a PowerPoint prepared. So if you want to watch it on the Florida channel in the morning, I've got presentation about the fiscal challenges that we face, being that our county is fiscally constrained. And so I'll do 9 o'clock, sorry, yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll be on the Florida channel. So they give me 10 minutes. I'm going to try my best to keep it 10 minutes. Number 5, there are bills in the House and Senate to consider allowing credit unions to be eligible for a public depository. If y'all remember when we talked with the credit union, that because they're deemed nonprofit, they can't be used as a public depository for public funds. Thomas called me from the County Liberty Credit Union and asked Daryl Taylor and I to go speak in support of a bill. So they've had bills in the last 2 or 3 years. They didn't get any traction. You can imagine the bank lobby is very strong. They don't want to see that happen. One of the questions at the hearing was, what is the percentage of funds that banks have towards credit, credit unions? And the banks got up there and says, oh, I don't know, we don't know what that figure is. And then a credit union guy, they were prepared for that. They said 90-10. Banks have 90-10 as far as assets. This would give us an opportunity, if this bill passes, to have a choice. I did not represent y'all at this thing. I even said that. I said, will our school, if we have the choice, will our school board change our depository? I don't know. That'll be up to them. However, I would like to see y'all have a choice. If that's a school board responsibility. So it did pass the committee. Me and Daryl Jr. talked, which was had not passed committee, I don't think, in a while. It goes to the, hey, it's got a long way to go, let's be honest, and you kind of hope each year it gets a little more traction. This year it has some really good traction, so our next time will be in front of the Senate, but we had some good arguments for that. And the credit union, I just praised them, I just talked about how good, and I didn't have to take away anything from our bank either, they've been good to us as well this year. Lots of sickness going around, obviously, I could cough at this point, but I won't. Doobie's sick tonight, so y'all remember him. We got a lot of our teachers, administrators, they're just sick. Rob's on the mend, he got sick last week. We got just quite a few out, but we're getting kind of, I encourage people to go to the doctor. If you got something going on, go to the doctor. Follow that up, we got cold weather alert for the next 2 nights. I sent out a staff email today from emergency management, kind of give a synopsis of what to expect the next 2 nights. I think tonight's going to be maybe the harshest night, I guess. Yeah, but maybe down in the teens. It's gonna be cold. So anyway, I want to thank Kevin and all his staff and Ricky, everybody just kind of jumped in there. We made sure everything was kind of winterized and water running. So I sent a staff email y'all got this afternoon about, leave these things running. If you see something dripping, that's on purpose. Hopefully we'll be able to flush toilets and everything. Encourage people to do that at their own house, which I'd encourage y'all to do as well. Number 8, student enrollment. Just give you some updates on our school enrollment. We're down a little bit starting the year, about 8 students, but it fluctuates. We lost some here and then some come in and that kind of stuff. Just give you an update on our numbers. So we're right around, not counting adult, about 1,268 students. Is where we're at, ballpark. Progress has been made on the field house. I know some of y'all have gone by there and looked. They're working on the interior block walls now. I hope once that's done, me and Kevin talked today, once that's done, the trusses are there, they got materials there to get the roll and get the roof on, and then they begin to work. The weather will affect them on the inside. They should get some use out of it, hopefully this season. I don't know that it's gonna be finished enough. Kevin agreed, we both talked, we didn't feel like the bleachers would probably be up there, and the steps to get up to them, but hopefully they'll be able to maybe utilize the inside some before the end of the season, but we're pushing them, I promise you, we were pushing them hard. But anytime you want to go by there and look, feel free to stop by there, the gate's open. As I mentioned last week on Friday, I sent y'all on Friday briefing about the mental health coordinator position that Maggie has vacated by the end of the month, at the end of the month. We're trying to still be proactive in the needs for the future. We're looking at a couple options on how to maybe kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We've looked at different things. I should have something to present y'all by the end of the week, maybe kind of get your take on that, because we're looking at the job description, we're looking at what we can add if we need to try to do some other things within that position. So we're definitely got to have somebody to fill it, there's no doubt, but we're looking at some counties around us and trying to get the most bang for our bucks, I mentioned in the email. The early release date for students from January 31st. Number 12, last week, I appreciate everybody's cooperation. We never like to close school down, but I'm glad we did. I want to remember all our friends and family in Bay County and Jackson County who were struggling still right now. We had 55 folks at the shelter at the high school that sheltered there. We had folks that we have an emergency plan who oversees that and everything. And we work with emergency management for that. Any kind of time that we need to open up the high school as a shelter. They left quickly as soon as the weather passed. They were gone and everything was cleaned up real quick. So that's the last 2 times we've done that. It's been very, they've done good. So, Corey Simon called me afterwards and I'd sent him a text telling him that we had sheltered 55. So he was checking on us as well. Lastly, Mason Keever called me the LCSB football banquet. It's hard to get dates nailed down, but they finally, I think, got one for Thursday, January 25th at 7 p.m. at the Civic Center. He wanted to make sure to let y'all know y'all are all invited, and we'll honor our football team at that time. So anyway, appreciate your leadership on the board, leadership in the community, and all that you do. Any questions?
Carl, I have a question. Did you get my email about the mental health, the questions that I had?
Yes, I'm still
Okay,
researching. Yes.
I just want to make sure you got it.
Yeah, we actually met today too, so we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you all.
All right, moving along, item 5, we need a motion for the consent item 8E. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Moore, David,
Second.
second by Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? Motion carries. Item B, I need a motion to add emergency items 10A, B, C, and D. Motion? Motion, Mr. Singletary. Second, Mr. Flowers. Any discussion? Motion carries. Item 5, I'm sorry, that must be C. I did a little bit of, 6. Yeah, sorry. Item 6, I need a motion to approve the agenda for today, January 16, 2024. I get a motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Flowers, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris. Any discussion? Motion carries. Item 7, I need a motion to approve the December 12, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris. Any discussion? Motion carries. Item 8, consent items. Need a motion to approve the following December 2023 financial reports and transactions. Principals report, financial statements, bills and payrolls. We had no budget amendments. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Morris, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Flowers. Any discussion? Motion carries. Item B, approve, I need a motion to approve the January 2024 out of field teachers report. Motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary, second, Mr. Any discussion? Motion carries. C, approve the January 2024 update and sublist. Any motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Flowers. Second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris. Any discussion? Motion carries. D, need a motion to approve the January 2024 updated supplement list. Any motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary, second.
Second.
Mr. Flowers, any discussion? Motion carries. E, I need a motion to approve the January 2024 personnel consent table with additions and corrections. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not saying all the favors, say aye.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Okay, back up. I need a motion to approve the January 2024 personnel consent table with additions and corrections.
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Singletary, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Morris. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I need a motion I also need a motion to approve the updated personnel list for 23-24 school year. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Flowers, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 9, action items. A, I need a motion to approve the updated instructional salary schedule.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Morris, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item B, I need a motion to approve the Florida Department of Education project award notification, IDEA, Part B, preschool entitlement, Florida Department of Education at DOE, project award notification for program period 7/1/23 to 6/30/24. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Flowers, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item C, I need a motion to approve the Department of Education project board notification, Title II, Part A, supporting effective instruction, Department of Education project board notification for program period 7/1/23 to 6/30/24. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion,
Splash.
Mr. Flowers, second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the Department of Education Title V, Part B, Subpart 2, Rural and Low Income Schools Program, RLIS, FDOW Project Board Notification Period, 7/1/23 to 6/30/24. I need a motion. Motion, Mr. Morris, second. Second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Emergency items. I need a motion to approve to create a driver supplement in the amount of $5,000 for the Sumatra bus route. Make the motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Morris, second. Second, Mr. Flowers, sorry. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Item B, I need a motion to approve the following student tutors and at W.R. Toller up to 40 hours, January 16th through April 30th of 2024, to be paid from grant number 93630 for Shelby Smith and Savannah Smith. Make a motion. Motion, Mr. Singletary, second. Second, Mr. Flowers. Any discussion?
Yeah, is there a set schedule when these tutors are gonna be doing it, or kind of needed, or?
So Lisa was meeting with them, and it'll be based on, when they can, because these two actually are replacing some of the places. Volleyball. So it'll be based on when they can go. Most of them are gonna be after school though, so, and then they'll be paired with teachers that are after school, work one-on-one, so they can't supervise children, but they can, homework. No, it needs to be primarily reading practice.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. I need a motion. C, I need a motion to approve the 2024 STEM Summer Challenges provided by Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University through a partnership with Panhandle Area Educational Consortium. Need a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Flowers, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. D, I need a motion to approve the first reading of the LCSB Policy Volume 24, Number 2, November 2023. Motion? Motion, Mr. Secretary, second. Second, Mr. Flowers. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Item 11, board member items. Mr. Flowers?
Speak first.
Every time.
I got a couple of things I talked to, Mr. Peggy and, Kevin about this, lost of bus drivers. And I know we talked about this probably last summer. What's our plan to either hire bus drivers, retain bus drivers, train bus drivers, supplement people that we got to drive bus, where we at with that? Well, I think we just lost another one today, and that cuts it down to 6 out of 10 bus drivers.
So, that being said, I just talked to someone, they told me to pay this. Thursday and Friday, we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out that I know of. And 1 sick that really needs to be out. So 6 bus drivers I won't have Thursday and Friday. Possibly 7.
That's counting the vacant ones right now.
Yes. Sir. So Willis, we're gonna have to do something, we're gonna have to get very creative, and I got some ideas I've been thinking about since I talked to Mr. Petty this morning. That we discussed this $5,000, you know, that's the extra 2 hours to
Go down there and come back.
yeah, okay. So Ms. Baggett just called me when you were speaking, I sat down, I was her, and I sat down, she ain't sure she's gonna do the monitor. So, you know, we pay 5,000. We might wanna bump hers up to 7,500, try to get a monitor on there, cause in the morning, I'm gonna have to drive it, I'm gonna drive it blind. You know, I know about how they do it, I see a kid, I pick them up, it's just the way it is.
And, so, you know, we got to come creative here and so I got some figures. I got it today from Ms. Ransom Taylor and, a bus driver right now without benefits costs us $29,330. That's without insurance, you know. Maybe we can move the supplement up. I know Mr. Davis has talked to us, Mr. Tim Davis mentioned it, me and Mr. Willis, he said he'd be willing to drive a route. Mr. Ken Rogers said he would drive it when he wasn't coaching basketball. Ms. Sewell has mentioned, so if we could move, pay them half of that, so do a supplement at 15,000. With one condition, if you miss, you don't get that day's pay. And you pay that sub, and it does not cost us anything for a sub. That way you know, you move the sub pay up, that's $85, is about what that is a day, at 15. You take that 85 and pay Mr. Willis, Mr. Stool, myself, I don't care who you pay. You take that from them, pay that sub, and we're not out that money. And then you making people wanna stay. I mean, that's just Kevin's opinion. And then say Miss Sewell, Miss Sewell, Mr. Rogers, and say Mr. Edwards, there, wanna split 3 ways, $5,000 for every 60 days. If you miss, you lose 85. You know, we're gonna come up with something else.
And the losing the 85, missing, that's just for the ones that.
Just for the supplements. So the other ones earn time. The other ones earn time.
I got it.
So you can't take nothing.
I wanna be
It's
clear.
just for supplements. That way, it encourages them to stay. And if we do the 15, we might have all 10 drivers one day as employees, and they tend to come to work more. You know,
They go to work anyway.
yeah, they come in anyhow. So that would save the district $15,000 per driver, not counting insurance.
If they were all.
If they were all, yes, that's a lot of money.
Okay, let me ask this, me and Kyle talked about this a little bit too. I know several years ago, we tried to do this with teachers, and that was something to do with the teacher union contract. Have we made any progress on any of that?
So if anything affects teacher salary, which in this case it would. Okay, so we've been able to, for the $10,000 supplement, we've used non-instructional folks, but now it looks like we're gonna have to dip into the instructional side. Somebody like Derek, Jennifer, those are teachers, then we have to negotiate that with you. That has to be part, so you have to go through collective bargaining. I don't think it's gonna be a problem because it's you know, I just don't think it's quite what they usually.
First of all, you're talking about, there's only about 5 teachers that
Right, yeah.
follow.
Right.
So
But
it's
you gotta have a license.
You have to have a CDL license and be a teacher.
Used
Used to be a lot of us, but
Yeah, it's not.
here's falling way off.
And I'm preaching to the choir, we know this, we've talked about this, but the problem, you know, for that kind of salary, you have to pay somebody that much money to have them to be there in the morning, to be there in the afternoon. And it's one of those things that it's a commitment, because let's say you run a bus in the morning, you say, well, I'm gonna go fishing, and the fish get biting real good, you better get back by 2 o'clock, because it's, you know, it's gonna be bus time. So it is a commitment, it's a different kind of schedule for an employee. The real issue is just, and we talk about it at our FAS meeting. I have had this conversation with Senator Simon, Senator Schoaf, even in the last month. DOE has made it almost impossible, and I can't bring this up, they've asked me not to. But I'm gonna talk to the commissioner. The DOE has made it so hard for people to get certified. When I got my bus certification, like some of these others, I did it in almost a day. I went to okay, so back in the day in the 90s, Rob, you probably did too. You took the test at the courthouse or the DMV or whatever. And you could sit there, if you failed it, you could turn around and take it again, you know, and pass it. You did that in a day, literally a day. And then Jay Faircloth would go around with you and make sure you wasn't gonna crash it, and make sure you knew how to do a bus stop, simulate a stop for a kid, come do that. And then Coach Solomon would run around, he was a transportation person, and I mean, within a few days, you were certain, you ready to go. And it was only a passenger endorsement, you know, that I think maybe air brakes, yeah, I think you might have had to have an air brake. But now it is a special
It's cost prohibitive.
It's cost
Really
prohibitive.
jumped up.
If you take the test, it's $250, and if you fail, you don't get that back, so, yeah. So
DOE is the one.
DOE has added a lot of the things for school buses. And again, and look, it sounds good, look, we're all about school, we're all about safety, I get it. But you make it where people say, I've hit up retired people in the community. I even hit up old Robert Hill, he come talk to me about something I was asking, whoa, you got CDL, don't you? Well, you ought to come back, but he would have, how many times did Robert Hill drove a school bus in his life? He probably needs a little refresher. The man drove it and he coached for 30 years. Why couldn't somebody like that come? Somebody like that who is retired could help us. He has to start over. I've got to start over.
So if you don't drive a bus for a year. 1 year, if you don't drive a bus 1 year, you gotta start over.
The whole
Why
thing,
you back?
Not just research.
40 hours, 40
Whole
hours.
thing.
But
And I mean, you can-
but like a bus driver that's been driving for 30 years, as long as they keep driving, their grandfather did.
Well, you're right. You
But
don't-
they got to certain guarantees their credentials.
But the way they did this though, you got a man can go out here and take his class A license with air brakes. Go right across the street over there, get with a company, drive a dump truck for $18 an hour, and he's done in a week and he's done. But then you telling people it's gonna cost you $2,500, because that's about what it's costing these people to get their license, is $2,500, and you got to have the license up front to get a bus driving job. $2,500, 40 hours of driving time and all these tests, and we're gonna pay you $15 an hour, and it's gonna take you a month and a half to get your license.
We don't have a problem to do that.
No, right now we're doing it while going. We don't even have a trainer to train you for it. So Trey, we talked about this, Trey McDowell's trainer, but he's here, he ain't here. So, and that's something else, I got mechanics on here, I want I walked in on conversation with Mr. Flowers and Mr. Williams the other day, mechanic. But anyhow, I'll get in that in a minute. So the bus driver, that's what, if you take a sub driver right now at $65 a day for 180 days, that's the most they can drive. It's $11,700. That's what we pay somebody right now to sub pay. Our supplement is only 10, so it ought to at least be that much. But I've had Mr. Rogers, I call his name out, he's willing to do it, but he said, not $65 a day. I don't know if y'all been on the bus lately, but it's not. And, we're gonna have to do something, or we're not gonna have any drivers. I got a bus driver that's she's on the fence. She might not show up tomorrow, say she's done. I beg her to stay every day. He knows who it is. I mean, she don't have to work. But, Miss Moore's trying to come back. She's gonna help us. She's going to come back. Luckily, she didn't start drawing her retirement, so she can come back. So she's applying. She had almost stipulations, can I please have my hospital job back? So, with this supplement y'all just approved for Sumatra, some of these bus drivers around here might want to apply for that. You never know. I got somebody that's already said they're willing to do it. That's a driver right now.
How many, let me ask this question, how many employees do we have that if we up the supplement to $15,000, do you think would be interested in?
I know
Filling
two.
in one of them?
I know two today.
Yeah.
Three now.
Well,
Well, if you're 6 down, 3 gonna have to, where you going, and it's gonna be 3.
Well, it's only getting worse. And
And if y'all look, the age of our bus drivers is,
Yeah.
time don't stand still.
you got stuff that's, you got Miss Davis, Miss Nobles, you know, they really, I mean, any day. But I think our best route is definitely to go to employees. Because that's already got license, because it's so hard to get you licensed. And if we send somebody to get licensed, issue today, quit on the spot, no time, we got his license for him, quit and let us.
Well,
They need to sign a year contract,
after that, I know you're contract.
Yeah,
or they, or some type of reimbursement or something.
2-year contract or reimbursement.
and that's not uncommon.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's industry.
y'all.
Right, that's an industry
So
standard
I
right
mean,
there,
I
but
mean, that's
that's.
exactly what happened in this situation today, no question about
Yeah.
it, no question about it.
Yeah, that needs to be put in place ASAP.
I agree.
I mean,
Well,
you-
Ms. Schuler you could print out something or,
Yeah.
contract you need for.
Do we have contracts with them now? Is that?
We have employment contracts, but it does not address that. That would need to be in the job description. We could put that as part of the job description, you know, and have them sign off on that condition of employment, absolutely.
Or some type of stipend, you know, not stipend, but some type of penalty, all right, you leave it, it's gonna cost you this much money. At least enough money to train the next one.
So your first line of drivers is what Kevin said, is the ones who already have the license. That's your first market group of, these people can drive. I think we have to have that conversation with them. Would you cover this? And then we can bring that before the board. But again, when it's instructional staff, you have to negotiate.
So like Mr. Wheatley over there. So he just wants to do, he might need to be there in the morning, but he can drive in the afternoon. Well, Mr. Davis can do the opposite, cut it in half or do the morning a little bit more like we do now and the evening a little late, you know. He'd be probably willing to do that. You know, $7,500 just to drive the morning route.
He was not gonna drive it off.
Well, I mean, that's, we gotta get creative because the coaches is who we're gonna have to go after too. And they coach ball, so we're gonna have to split it all around.
Yeah, the thing about that is, I told Kyle on this, if the teacher gets it, then she or he is just about gonna have to have a planning period. The last period of the day.
7th period, they will have to have
That's the other consideration. We looked at one schedule and it was like, that new class, but what, 220 did we say? About 220, there, you know, about 30 minutes of instructional time, and I'm not comfortable with that. So it needs to also, if we kind of, again, going into next school year, if we kind of have identified those folks, maybe we let the guidance folks know and the principals know, maybe to work their master schedule around the.
Some of them can work here, some of them be seven.
Might not could drive during
The 7th period would be the toughest one.
to stagger that.
The planning period is 7th and 5th.
So you got everybody there all the time.
You get everybody there on time.
We're hiring new teachers now. I mean, you know, constant moving, shifting. Could that be, I don't know, because of the union and things like that, but could that be one of the questions, would you be willing? And would you hire? I mean, we've got a lot of people, you know, rotating out over time, and I don't know if legally we can do that, but if we're gonna have to depend on staff, and I mean, we got new teachers coming in, would you be willing to get your CDLs and be, you know, what's up?
This is Kevin's opinion, but if you take and put that at $15,000 and you have a teacher that's coming, say from Calhoun County, and she's on the bubble, and she's or he or she already got a CDL, so you say, well, I'll pay you $15,000 more to come to Liberty County. You just sold those spots.
And drive a book.
That's right. That gives you another way to get a good teacher in there. I mean, that's
More
another,
competitive with them.
yeah, way more competitive, because we
We
know.
gotta look at every avenue we can.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, that's the way to get some teachers in here. You say, well, I'll give you $15,000 more. You come teach for us.
Jim makes the joke that, you know, every summer it's like teacher hunger games, everybody's buying food. It really is, and that would be another good way to, Mark, you come over here and Hey, teach, coach, drive.
Yeah, that'd be another leg for, another step up for us, that's just another avenue to encourage somebody to come here.
Well,
That's a good idea.
And here's why it's financially advantageous for the board. You're not paying another person's retirement, social security, all the things.
All that.
Full-time.
All the
Yeah,
way.
you just- 15,000 is like almost half the money. If they got insurance, say another half.
That's just for salary, yeah.
Yeah.
That insurance product.
Yep.
And if we got employees that make it. What's the average?
29.
$25,000 to $30,000 a year, they can add another 15 onto that.
Yeah.
I think we have some employees that would rather be making 45 than they had 30.
You
But
take,
again, a teacher's 43 now, and y'all approved that, if y'all saw the salary at 43, you add 15 on that,
a
that's.
12-month employee is a standard 12-month employee right now, just so I use my wife, she makes 29,400. You put 15,000 on that, that'll make them want to stay and come to work.
Absolutely.
Especially if you tell them, if they're gonna get that supplement, if you don't work that day, I'm taking that $85 and paying the sub in your
Is
place.
she gonna get her CDL license?
I beg her to, but that $16,000 might be more than begging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And like, he's already spoke up, Mr. Wheatley, he'll do it. You just eliminate a lot of our problems. And
Yeah.
it's a problem this week.
It's not attractive.
Yeah, who's gonna get up at 6:30? If you drive that Sumatra route, who's gonna get up at 5:30 in the morning to go down there for $35?
Yeah.
Nobody. Well, I am, I'm doing it in the morning. I'm just saying, you know, we gotta think about it.
We don't have a choice, we have to do it.
We don't. And to the mechanics, I'm gonna go back to Trey, he's making about 50,000 right now with Matthews. Tony's making 29,400. He just got offered a job last week. He talked to him, $43,000. That's another sub driver. Actually, he's a driver right now. He's gone. Give him a supplement. I thought Mr. Petty, I think he mentioned this job. You can do let him be a straight up sub for $10,000. He almost drives every day already. He can tell you he's up there. Doing a supplement, I don't care who it is, I don't care who's over there, Joe. Supplement for being a bus inspector, right now, if we pay Trey, every 30 days, in buses gotta be inspected. Yeah, I figured it up today, Trey's gotta do it a minimum of 6 times a year, minimum 6 times, with 180 days, 6 times, and that's not counting Sunday. And it's gonna take him about, 2 days to do every one of the buses. We pay him a minimum of $4,800 for him to come do it if we pay him the hourly rate he's wanting. So if you gave Joe and Tony $3,500, $4,000 to get their inspection license, because we're not requiring them to. You just save money there too. We gotta get creative. We don't lose them all.
When we hired Joe, if part of his job description, that he get the CDL license?
I gave him 6 months, I told him that. I think he was sitting there when I told him.
Is he working on it?
Yes, sir. Problem is, I got a trainer, send him to get tested.
I think it's very test.
Took Tony 3 times, he had a class A license, like to fix on it. Told me he knew too much. How you fail somebody when they know too much?
Other man explained it to you.
Yeah, he used to this playing too good.
Went too
Been a mechanic most of his career, and he knew too much.
That's crazy.
Can
So I tell you what we can do, if y'all want to, why don't Kevin and I get together, we talked about this and maybe workshop this, and let's bring y'all some proposals, and let's flesh it out. And then we'll get with finance and to see, what they can do, because we obviously can't do anything without penalties.
Right.
Smiling.
I got to
That's
do
good,
something like bus driver.
If we're gonna be sending them, if we're gonna be paying for these people to be licensed to train. I do this with mechanics, I send them to schools, and thousands, way more than what we're talking here. But I always, you have a 2-year obligations contract that we have with that our $25.
Yeah.
Every time, if you leave before your time, you, depending on time, because it's on prorated, if you stay a year, you're gonna pay half of what that was. If you leave right after you full entitled, pay back to it of that nature to the town, because it is it's a big gift when you say, if you got 10 people that want to get certified, that's $25,000 right there. Without, and that's if everybody takes it, gets the first gate.
And I mean, everything I presented is saving the district money. That's how I look at
We
it.
need to do that contract. I think the main thing we need to do right now, look at doing, is making driving a bus more attractive than what it is right now.
We
We're
got a
not
bus,
gonna have any bus drivers.
we got a bus driver right now,
It's-
driving
it's
60
going away.
feet.
Yeah, I had one call me about driving for tomorrow. I said I would, but I'm already driving another bus.
So, I mean, and we got great bus drivers. I mean, they come to work. We really do. I mean, like Miss Reddy, she mentioned her daughter's having a baby. Having C-section. I won't say that. I mean, but. You know,
Once you got it,
I
Greg,
mean,
but
you
don't
got,
have any.
they gonna miss some, you know, and I mean, it's gonna happen.
Well, on that, I got just a couple of things I had jotted down here. Another thing was when our administrators, and I talked to Mr. Teddy about this the other day, they drive after school or before school, that we pay them to drive. I mean, y'all been getting checked?
Most of them are getting paid, I can tell you that.
So after you and I talked,
Yeah.
I told him, I said, if you're working, doing it within the day, I mean, that's just kind of part of your, in any other job responsibilities, but if they're running routes in the morning or the afternoon, we need to be paying them.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's part of the 8 to 3 job, I mean, they don't get an extra, but it's right before or after, right? We need to be paid. I agree.
To defend this administration and finance department, it wasn't y'all's choice. I mean, I ain't calling it name, somebody cut it out.
Well, it was in a budget crunch when that happened, I think.
Oh, in the flood.
And we still say we in a budget crunch.
But we're gonna pay somebody else, so why shouldn't they get paid? They don't.
Somebody's gonna get paid.
Yeah.
Somebody's
If they don't
gonna
get
get paid.
paid, they're gonna be taking that.
There was a little bit of concern that if you had an administrator drive there, they got administrative pay, but at the end of the day, they're providing service above and beyond their work time, and it's fair. And here's the deal. They don't have to keep their mice. Jeff don't have to keep them. If they don't want to, then.
And Kevin don't have to keep his.
Yeah, right.
No.
That's
And
right.
that's my thing.
It meets
They're
their
doing
need.
it and they're helping us, and it's kind of been the good old boy system, or the good old boy system. Supposed to be out the window now. We need to be,
What,
if they're doing us a service, we need to be paying them. That's my whole thing.
Thursday and Friday, every one of them's gonna be driving. All of us. Ain't got a choice. We're gonna, you know.
Can I interrupt for just a second, real quick? If it's okay with everybody, I got to go to that volleyball match.
That's right.
Serve their dinner. And I really need to leave. It's something I need to know.
We're gonna work it out, so.
Do you have anything else? Did you have anything in the back that we looked at? Okay.
I'll make that happen, Jason, if you're leaving. I'll get with y'all and get a date. And Kevin and I get together, we'll give y'all some proposals, we'll cash it out.
I appreciate it. We need to have.
And as soon as this.
I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna leave him.
I'm gonna let him go.
We're gonna have to get started, set up. So you know.
Say it.
I think that, I kind of covered everything that I had on the bus driving and retention. We wanna make sure we get us a contract that will hold up. But, and two, I was talking to Tony last week about him going to get his inspection license and stuff. But the closest school is down in south somewhere.
Yeah, we can't wait that long. The closest one here is in November in Panama City, all the rest of them South Florida.
In November next year.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna have to send him that. If he stays now, if he leaves tomorrow, if we don't, I mean, I'd rather for you to talk to him like he was. I just walked in on a conversation. Joe's not qualified, he don't have CDS. He
Yeah,
don't have the years' experience, so we won't have anybody that can do it.
I know that's the thing. And if we can get him and he'll stay, then
Now, that's why I was getting back to supplements, we don't have to pay, Trey wouldn't have never left if we'd have come up in possibility to come back. We don't, if we get Tony and Joe certified and get all this, we don't need him back.
yeah.
We don't need,
But at this point,
at this point, we got to have him, and he ain't no contract yet because he can't afford the insurance to work for the school.
Yeah,
And, you know, Mr. Petty talked to y'all about trying to just work around that as well. I think Ms. Schuler will
Yeah.
try to look up something.
yeah.
The way, the way to do that is he become, if he's not contracted and have him a part-time position as a school board employee, they'll be covered. That was the answer.
Do like a supplement, just like a coach would get a supplement, supplementing to do the
That's
investment
not
station,
contracted.
supplementing to do the, training.
Part-time, be less than 30.
Okay, I don't wanna cut everybody off here, but I think this is a good conversation. I think that, you know, with Kyle saying we'll put a plan together, get some get some numbers crunched together and some ideas, and then working with our attorney, I think that we can definitely get it in front of the board and we're all ears here. We're gonna move along now, and I'm gonna go ahead and ask Mr. Morris, do you have anything?
I just want to appreciate the, cutting them oak trees and all down along the fence there, getting closed up, that's saving a lot of time. It didn't take long to do it, they got it out there, got the fence back up, and it looked really well, but I did want to ask them, with the chimney falling the other day, what we on that?
EAC comes out,
Today, just the drone met, the just delivered today, I was driving the bus, so I hadn't heard the results.
I hadn't either.
So I'll talk to Ron in the morning, but I'm trying to get, I know they're gonna fix the one that blew off and the hose that it knocked in and fix the air conditioner. Got $1,000 up, already checked on that, but it's not a named storm. What I'm trying to do is get them to cover the other ones. They went up there, Trimco, a company that's through PAC, and identified, I didn't realize there's a lot of missing brick on them other ones. I mean, a lot of damage that we didn't, when they got up there and inspected it, they took pictures of all of it, so I'm trying to get that covered under insurance as well.
But we only have $1,000 total for that.
Total, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, air conditioning.
Yes, sir, $1,000, so,
Now, you talk about getting them to fix it, is that taking them chimneys down?
yes, sir. So
Yeah,
that,
How many more chimneys?
I mean,
Yeah,
there's so many, there's 10 total. But there's one on the back of the old auditorium that would not have to be removed because it's on the outside, but there's 7 or 8 more on the roof,
There's 8 on the roof.
more.
Yeah.
I can't.
Either.
So, and that's also, that company does work with, the historical, people, so they know what to do and how to do it. They said they could even go as far as if we wanted to build some dummy ones and put them back. But it needs to be big as far as the tin and all that.
Yeah, my concern with the chimneys was making them back, and first thing popped in my mind when I seen the picture, what if we got a little Jenny standing there by, and, I mean, that's gonna kill it.
So whether the insurance does it or not, I think we should take them off. I'm
I don't
trying
think we have a choice. They gotta come down. So if insurance will look at it as a real liability for them, I hope they'll would go ahead and get them down, and then, you know, I think having some kind of facade up there that, even if it's not as tall,
but that's the problem, you talk.
they're really tall. If you had something that maybe wasn't as tall, but it kind of gave them the same look that they'll start building.
Well, they have the foam pad, the brick foam.
They do.
This,
You know, I don't mind sending y'all the reports from Trimco that, if y'all would like, in case someone questioned y'all about it, you can tell them why. I don't mind. sending y'all.
you know, to me at least.
I think they need to be removed and like, you know, I think quite a bit of it got damaged in that tornado, and I think we just didn't realize.
Yeah.
And then, of course, over time.
That's all I got.
Just for me, I'd like to know what other counties are doing, smaller rural counties are doing about bus drivers. I mean, you don't have to answer me right now. That's just something I think
It's a statewide problem.
It's a statewide
United
issue,
States.
but,
Yeah, you know.
well, yeah, and I know that, but I would like, when you're doing your report to us, kind of give us a briefing on, how other counties are handling this. We're not the only one in Poland,
Right.
the full year's
Right.
rate. Okay,
But Mr. Bailey, real quick, when I go to meetings occasionally and this question comes up and I tell them what they do with it, almost everyone I'm saying, that's a great idea, we're gonna start. That's supplement to them, they, a lot of that, and a lot about that, you already got that.
do you have a network of transportation representatives from like you? The U's and all, I mean.
So Robert Mann Speaker he's over DOE transportation,
Uh-huh.
the state, he has a email list of all the directors in the state of
Do
Florida.
y'all have a meeting? Y'all have a quarterly meeting where you talk about your challenges, where you talk about what's going on?
So most time, what they do have where everybody goes to the meeting. But most time, like, say if I have a question, that you send it to him and he'll put it to every district in the state of Florida.
Throw it out there, because, more heads are better than just one, and maybe somebody's out there thinking like we are and going, hey, we need to do something. And it might can be a statewide initiative that comes through, and it may even get funded.
So,
A lot of
That's so
these
weird.
they're going to contract with.
yes, that I can tell you.
Well, it could be, but I mean, we gotta step outside our comfort zone. You're there. If you've got the network, use it. That's all I'm saying.
We do it with PAC. I mean, that's more than.
But it's just like teachers. I mean, we're hurting for teachers. We're not the only county that's hurting for
Right.
teachers. So what is everybody doing? Put your heads together. There's power in numbers. And if everybody gets together, from day one when I got elected, if everybody gets together and there's power in numbers, somebody's gotta listen. And they gonna listen more than just little old Liberty County sitting over here waving their hands going, hey, we need help, hey, we need help. I believe that now.
I'll tell you the number one number. It's dollars.
Absolutely, when it comes down to it. So we need
Hey,
funding.
we get drivers. That's one of them things.
All right, any closing comments?
Appreciate y'all work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Morris. Second. All in favor say aye.
Thank y'all.